Yes. Good morning, all of you. Okay, bete, before starting with the further principles, we have covered 6 principles till now, and I want to ask from you if you have any doubt. If you don't have any doubt, then I'll ask you some questions related to those principles. Starting from principle number 1, it was division of work. Now, is there anyone who want to tell? What do you understand by principle of division of work? I have given you a word also. This is the benefit of this principle. Okay, Ketan wants to answer. Yes, Ketan.
According to this principle, the work should be divided among the employees on the basis of their ability and qualification, and each employee should be given only one particular work, not more than one type.
That's great.
That
One
means
more.
only one type of work.
Yes. And one more thing I have told you, that when you follow this principle, then what happened?
The benefit of specialization.
Yes, the benefit of specialization is achieved by the organization. Right answer. Okay, next principle was authority and responsibility. Yes. Anyone? Authority and responsibility. But you are not sure about that? Anirudh, have you attended the last class? Okay, Ashwinder wants to answer. Ashwinder.
When authority and responsibility go in sync with each other, when we give some authority to someone, responsibility should be given, and when we give responsibility, some authority should be given. So it go side by side, so both of them should be given to a person.
Or we can say when authority is given, equivalent responsibility should be given. When responsibility is given, equivalent authority should be given. It should go hand in hand. It should be equal to each other. Then only the employee will be able to work with the high spirit. Okay? If high responsibility is there, less authority, then what will happen? This statement also I have told you. What will happen? If more responsibility is given, less authority is there, then
Ma'am, there will be burden on the employee.
Yes, employee will get burdened and demotivated. He will not be ready to work. And if authority is more, responsibility is less, then what will happen? The person having more authority will be in the position to misuse his power. He will be misusing his authority, and that is also not good for the organization. चलिए, ये 2-3 lines हैं which will help you to identify it in the case study. Story आएगी, यही line से आपको पता चलेगा कि this is the principle which they are talking about. And one more principle, like 2 principles which are confusing. That is unity of demand and unity of command. Sorry, unity of command and unity of direction. Now, who is ready to answer that question? Difference between these 2 principles or the meaning of these 2 principles? One by one. Yes, Vasudev, you want to answer? Okay, Ketan. Yes, Ketan.
Unity of direction says that all the employees of the company should work under one plan and directed towards a common plan. And unity of command says that there must be only one boss handling all the employees, not more than one boss.
Okay. It's like not कि one boss should be there. There can be so many bosses, but the employees who are working under them, they are getting instructions from one boss only. For example, like 50 employees are there, say. So they have divided 10 under each boss. So one boss is handling 10, the other is handling other 10. So the subordinates are getting order from one boss only. No one is having more than one boss, but there can be more bosses in the company, but they have only one. which belongs to them, right? And the unity of direction says that everyone should be directed to work in same direction. One head, one plan. ये वाली line आपको बताई थी, inverted commas में लिखनी है, one head, one plan should be there. Okay. So that's all for the revision part. Now I'm going to start sharing my screen, wherein we are going to study about the next principles, right? Okay, so we have covered principles till subordination of individual interest to general interest. Now the next principle that we are going to study today is remuneration to employees. This principle is also called as fair remuneration. FAIR, fair remuneration. Remuneration means the amount or the money or something which you are getting in return of the services which you are delivering or rendering to someone. When you are working for someone, you're getting something in return. You may be getting your wages, salary, perks, and then DA and all the allowances. So everything that like remuneration includes all that stuff. So fair remuneration says that, as the name suggests, when you are running a company, you are hiring someone, you are supposed to give them fair remuneration. Fair means not too much, not too less, right? You are supposed to pay the individual on the basis of the work you have assigned to that person. Okay? When you are giving like fair remuneration to the person, any individual, he will definitely be ready to work with full of his efficiency, with his greatest efficiency, right? Now, for example, if you have appointed someone and you are just paying him, say 5,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees is not sufficient for that individual to pay his house rent and then electricity bill and then food expenses and then his children educational expenses. So that is very difficult for that individual to survive. When an individual is struggling for his survival, how you can say he will be putting in all the efforts in your work, in your organization? He will be struggling for his family and for his for his survival and for the survival of his family, right? So that is why I am reading from the PPT. According to this principle, the employee should be paid fair remuneration, which should be given, which should give them at least a reasonable standard of living. Reasonable standard of living means उसके सर पे छत है, घर में खाना है, तो उसके बच्चे स्कूल जा रहे हैं. He is not struggling for all this stuff. His children are not starving. They are not like deprived of the education or health facility. So then he will be satisfied. ठीक है, घर पे शाम को वो जाता है, अपने बच्चों को खाना खिला पाता है. He is sufficient with like that, and then he will be able to put in his focus in the work. Then he will be able to work. Otherwise, it's difficult for an individual to work if he is not getting fair remuneration. So if you want to write, you can, I can like dictate fair remuneration. This principle says that the employee should be given fair remuneration in return of their services so that they can work in the organization with their maximum efficiency, right? Or you can note it, whatever is written on the screen, this is also like sufficient. If it comes like for 1 mark, you are supposed to write the answer, meaning of this or definition, you can write it, that's enough. But if in case a case study comes and then they ask number 1 to identify, number 2 to explain, number 3 uske positive points or negative points likhne, then you are supposed to write it in detail. If we are following this principle, this will happen. If we will not follow this principle, this will happen, right? Next is centralization and decentralization. But a very important 2 terms. These 2 terms are going to be there in other chapters also. These 2 terms were there in your previous class also. +1 में जब आपने internal trade का chapter पढ़ा था, small scale retailer and large scale retailer, वहां पे भी you may have studied these terms. याद है कि नहीं, I'm not sure. So if you know the meaning of this term, you can tell me, or I will make you to write. Yes, any one of you, if you know, you can raise your hand. No one? Okay, so let me dictate it for you. सबसे पहले you are supposed to write the meaning of centralization. Okay, Kavya Chawla raised hand. Yes, Kavya? Kavya? You want to speak?
मैम सेंट्रलाइजेशन मतलब किसी एक अथॉरिटी मतलब हेड के हाथ में सब कुछ होना,
Hmm.
और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन मतलब सबके ऑडियंस के मतलब सबऑर्डिनेट्स के हाथ में सब कुछ होना.
Okay. Somewhere you are right. थोड़ा सा इसको modify कर लेते हैं. Centralization means when the power is in the hands of central, like centralized power is there. It means that in an organization, the power is being in the hands of top level management. और जैसे हमारे होता है ना, हम बोलते हैं central government. So central government will grant money to different states. Central government will take decision for different states. Central government will take decision for the whole country. So that is somewhere centralization word comes. Centralization means holding the power in the hands of top level, and they are not giving any authority or any power to the lower levels in an organization, right? Number two is decentralization. Decentralization is exactly opposite to centralization. Decentralization means when we are giving some authority to the lower levels also. For example, I am the owner of a company. I have all the powers to take financial decisions, but the decision to whom I am going to appoint as a peon. स्वीपर में किसको रखना है, पियोन किसको रखना है, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड किसको रखना है, इतना टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास. सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेक दिस पावर विद मी. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू, आई एम गोइंग टू डिप्यूट समवन, लाइक जो मेरा मैनेजर है, मैंने उसको बोला क्योंकि ये डिसीजन तुम्हें दे दिया, जिसको भी चाहो ड्राइवर कंडक्टर रखना है, स्वीपर रखना है, पियोन रखना है, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड रखना है, आप कुछ इंटरव्यू कंडक्ट करो और अपॉइंट कर लो जो आपको सही लगता है. मेरे पास इतना टाइम नहीं है. What I will do, I am the owner. I will appoint managers, I will appoint supervisors or foremen, that's all. Rest it is your decision. This is your decision. जैसे मान लो मेरे पास 6-7 managers हैं अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स की, तो मैंने ये डिसाइड करना है कि डिपार्टमेंट बनानी है 6 में 6 मैनेजर्स. मैनेजर्स विल टेल कि मेरे डिपार्टमेंट्स में आई नीड 7 स्वीपर, आई नीड 4 पियोन्स, लाइक दैट. ठीक है. सो दिस इज decentralization. Decentralization means some power is kept with the like top level, and some power is being divided in the lower and middle levels of management. ठीक है जी. डिपार्टमेंटल हेड्स को बोला अपने डिपार्टमेंट का आप खुद देखो, अपने डिपार्टमेंट में किसको अपॉइंट करना आपकी डिसीजन है, आपके डिपार्टमेंट में कितने रिक्वायरमेंट है, दैट इज योर डिसीजन. But their salary will be decided by us. Their salary checks will be signed by me. Like owner मैं हूँ, financial power of attorney तो नहीं ना दे दूंगी अपने juniors को, like अपने managers को, अपने departmental heads को. If I'll give all the powers to them, they will not listen to me. वो कहेंगे तुम होते कौन हो बोलने वाले, हमने रखने बंदे, जिसको मर्जी रखे, जितनी मर्जी सैलरी है, तुम्हें क्या. तो I will lose my importance in the organization. I will lose any hold on the organization. So I can't go with complete decentralization. And if I am going with complete centralization, पूरी power मैं अपने हाथ में रखूं, तो मैं तो पागल हो जाऊं. How I'll be able to do so much of work? In my organization, I have 6 managers, 6 departments, and they have 20 supervisors and foremen, and then 3,000 workers are there. There are 50 peons and sweepers and security guards. So I'm not going to appoint each and every individual in the organization. मैं इतना free नहीं हूँ. I have more important decisions to look after. I have to see कि what new goods we can, like हम क्या variety नहीं add करें, कौन सी नई प्लांट लगाएं, नई फैक्ट्री कहीं लगानी है, कहाँ पे जमीन ले, कहाँ फाइनेंस लगाएं, कहाँ पे हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करें. So I have many more important decisions to be like taken care of. So I am not going to get into these small stuff कि हमारे वॉशरूम्स में हैंड वॉश कौन सा लाया है, स्वीपर को कौन से झाड़ू ला के दिया. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गेट इनटू दिस. उसके लिए हमने एक फोरमैन या सुपरवाइजर रखा है who will look after all the peons and sweepers. एक सिक्योरिटी ऑफिसर रखा है who will look into the matter of security. सारे सिक्योरिटी गार्ड्स, वॉचमैन, वो उसने हैंडल करनी, राइट. सो सेंट्रलाइजेशन कंप्लीट अगर बंदा करेगा तो वो ओवरबर्डन हो जाएगा, सब कुछ खुद ही करना पड़ेगा, ही विल नॉट बी एबल टू हैंडल। कंप्लीट डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन कर देगा, सारी पावर बांट देगा, ही विल नॉट बी गेटिंग एनी इंपॉर्टेंस इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो उसकी मतलब उसका होना नहीं होना मैटर नहीं करेगा। सो नाउ व्हाट डज हेनरी फ्यूल सेज? हेनरी फ्यूल कहता है देयर शुड बी लाइक complete centralization is not like suggested, complete decentralization is not suggested, there should be effective centralization with a balance of centralization and decentralization. If you want to write, I can make you to write, please note it. According to this principle, write it. According to this principle, in an organization, effective centralization should be adopted instead of complete centralization or decentralization, right? Instead of complete centralization or decentralization. It means, आगे लिखिए, it means all the important decisions will be kept in the hands of top level. All the important decisions to be kept in the hands of top level, whereas less important decisions of departmental matters, like जो उनके particular department के, like departmental matters, MATTERS, can be decentralized. Decentralized word is clear now, bete? Still, if you have doubt, you can ask me. Can be decentralized, that's all. Iski meaning. Still, I am asking you, अगर आपको doubt है, you can ask me. Decentralized means power को बांट देना. Centralization means power को अपने हाथ में रखना. So we should go with the balance of the two, right? Next principle is principle of scalar chain, right? The principle of scalar chain, I am showing you a diagram on the screen. You are supposed to make this diagram on your notebook. This a triangle sort of thing is there. You are supposed to make it like this. See, there is A on the top, and then on the left hand side slanting line pe we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like that. On the right hand side we have A, L, M, N, O, P, Q. So what does this diagram suggest? Whenever this question can come like scalar chain banao, so you are supposed to make a diagram like this. A, B, C, D आप अपने हिसाब से लिख सकते हो. You can change its A, B, C, but meaning आपको clear होना चाहिए. Now what does this diagram shows? This diagram says that A is the top level manager. A जो सबसे ऊपर बैठा, who is he? He is at the top level. Then B and L, both sides पे मैं बात कर रही हूँ. I am taking an example that two departments are there. A किस side पे है? B उस department का head है. C उसका junior है. D उसका junior है. E उसका junior है. F उसका junior है, like that. On the other department, A के अंदर आता है L, departmental head. M उसका junior है. N उसका junior है. O उसका junior है. P उसका junior है, like that. For example, इसको मैं example के लिए ले रही हूँ. For example, at the top level here, A is the president of the school. हमारे school के जो president है, he is here at the A top level. ठीक है जी? On this left hand side is the school Fagwada and right hand side is the school Jalandhar. ठीक? तो B point पे कौन हो गया हमारे principal मैम, और L point पे कौन हो गया principal of Jalandhar school. C पॉइंट पे कौन होंगे? वाइस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ फगवाड़ा स्कूल. M पॉइंट पे कौन होंगे? वाइस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ जालंधर स्कूल. देन D पॉइंट पे होंगे कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ फगवाड़ा स्कूल. N पॉइंट पे होंगे कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ जालंधर स्कूल. Am I clear to you? Am I making some sense? Okay. So A is the president or the owner of the company. B वाली साइड पे उसकी एक ब्रांच है. फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने ब्रांच की एग्जांपल ले ली. There can be one department on one side, on the other department on the other side. Now G पे for example हमारे पास है स्टूडेंट एक केतन. G point पे. Now G point केतन wants to talk to say principal ma'am. B point पे he want to talk to principal. Now केतन, are you allowed to go directly to the principal? मैम मेरी नोटबुक मैंने बनाई थी वो मिल नहीं रही है, प्लीज आप मेरी हेल्प कर दो. Are you allowed to do so? You're
No,
not.
ma'am.
No, you're not allowed actually, and this is not official. Like formal sector में ऐसा नहीं होता है. If a worker is facing some problem, I'm taking the example here is as a worker. Worker wants to talk to a top level manager, directing president. He can't go and directly talk to the owner of the company. क्योंकि 3000 वर्कर है, रोज एक बंदा चला जाए तो ओनर तो सर पकड़ के बैठ जाएगा. ये रोज आ जाते हैं, कोई कहता मेरी बेटी की शादी है पैसे चाहिए, कोई कहता मेरी बीवी बीमार है आधे दिन की छुट्टी चाहिए. तो he is not going to entertain all this. So what is supposed to be there? G का सीनियर कौन है? F. फॉर एग्जाम्पल केतन का सीनियर कौन है इस वक्त? रिद्धि मैम. तो केतन इज फेसिंग सम प्रॉब्लम, ही विल टॉक टू रिद्धि मैम. ठीक है. If Riddhi ma'am is unable to solve the problem, or if the message is so important that Ketan needs to talk to principal ma'am, Riddhi ma'am will go to departmental head से जीवन ज्योति सर के पास कि सर आप प्लीज हेल्प करिए, एक बच्चे को ये प्रॉब्लम आ गई. Then that sir will go to the coordinator. Coordinator, please help, a child is facing this problem, he wants to talk to principal. Then the coordinator will go to vice principal कि this is the problem, please look into it. If the person is unable to solve your problem, then the vice principal will go to principal and discuss the same ki Ketan wants to talk to you ma'am. Now if principal wants, she can ask it, okay send Ketan to me. If she think it is not important, she will say jao look into the matter, solve it on your own. ठीक है. So scalar chain principle says, is it clear bete? Similarly on the right hand side, बात जो हमारी कंक्लूडिंग ये है कि इफ टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट वांट टू टॉक टू द पर्सन एट द लोएस्ट लेवल, ही हैज टू गो थ्रू द चेन ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, और उसके बीच में जितने बंदे आते सबसे बात करनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है. ऊपर से नीचे सेम प्रोसीजर, नीचे से ऊपर सेम प्रोसीजर. यू कांट स्किप अ पर्सन कि मुझे अपना सीनियर बॉस अपना पसंद नहीं है, मैं सीधा टॉप लेवल के पास चला जाऊं शिकायत लेके. दिस इज नॉट अलाउड. This is what scalar chain principle says. Now let's have a look at the definition. It refers to the formal line of authority which moves from highest to lowest in the straight line. Straight line में highest to lowest चलती है scalar chain की line of authority. Then what does Fayol says? Fayol says this chain must be followed in a strict manner. It means each communication means बात करनी है, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दी, must move from top to bottom. अगर टॉप से बॉटम, प्रिंसिपल मैम wants to talk to a child, she is also supposed to call the class teacher or the coordinator कि उस क्लास के उस बच्चे को मेरे पास भेजो. डायरेक्टली बच्चे को नहीं कहेंगी ओए इधर आ मेरी क्लास मेरे ऑफिस में बात, वो नहीं कहेंगी. ठीक है. तो the chain must be followed in a strict manner. It means each communication from top to bottom and vice versa in a straight line only. You have to communicate with each and every person in between, right? Fayol's ladder, the ladder जो हमने अभी पढ़ा उसको ladder बोलते. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? It is called as ladder, जो इस फॉर्म में होता है हमारा. Fayol's ladder has explained this principle or double chain, which we have already discussed. The utility, due to more clear system authority and communication, problems can be solved faster in this way, right? So this is all about principle of scalar chain. Now there is another term which enters here is gangplank. इसको स्टार लगा के लिख लो. This is again 1 mark, very important statement. Gangplank. Now what does it means by gangplank? Gangplank बेटे means, पहले मीनिंग बता देती हूँ. For example, if there is some emergency, right? If there is some emergency and your immediate superior is not available there, then what you will do? For example, Ketan has some emergency. उसको emergency में बात करनी है and his class teacher is not there. I am the class teacher, I am not there. So what he can do? He can go and talk to some other person. This is what gangplank says. It is a bridge between these two departments, that if F has some problem, he can't talk it to E or someone else. He can directly talk to P. Similarly, if G has some problem, G cannot talk to F. इसको आप diagonal भी कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पे किया नहीं हुआ है picture में. You can do it diagonal also. I'm again going to do the same thing which we did that day. I'm going to start sharing the whiteboard and let's make a diagram like the same which we have made earlier. Okay, so this, sorry, this is it's very difficult to draw it. Oh, wait. Okay, it is like this. Shit. It's wasting a lot of time. Ketan, I can see you smiling. Okay, no issues. Okay, so here we have, say, D. This is now my own assumed persons. Here it is E. It's very difficult to write here on this. There is E. E लग रहा है क्या? कुछ और ही लग रहा है. Okay, wait a minute. It looks like we are just. This is E, okay. And here it is G, and here it is H. गलत हो गया ना थोड़ा सा. Okay, so no problem. Okay, now if H wants to communicate to D and D is not available, for example, so what H can do? H can directly talk to E, or D can directly talk to G2. ठीक है जी? And D can talk to E and H can talk to G2. This is something which you are supposed to make it in dotted line. It was not there in the diagram. Now, if H wants to communicate, H ने D को कुछ बताना है, D is not available, H can communicate it with E. वो दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट के अपने क्लास टीचर नहीं है, तो दूसरे क्लास टीचर के पास जाके बोलेगा कि this is so and so is the problem, please help me out. ठीक है? और दूसरी क्लास के स्टूडेंट के साथ बात भी कर सकता है. H can talk to G कि this is the problem, please help me, and वो स्टूडेंट अपने क्लास टीचर से बात कर सकता है. ठीक है? Similarly, D ने H को कुछ बोलना है, H is not available, D can talk to the other person in the other department, like this. So this is something which we can say it is an exception to the, now if you want to write, I can make you write the meaning of this gangplank. एक नंबर में आ सकता है आपको. What do you mean by gangplank? Write it down. It is exception to the principle of scalar chain. It was developed to, as it is written on the screen also, establish a direct contact between the employees of equal rank or to the immediate superior. एक अपने इमीडिएट सुपीरियर से भी कर सकते हो, इक्वल रैंक पे भी कर सकते हो, इमीडिएट सुपीरियर के साथ भी डायगोनली भी कर सकते हो, लेकिन यू कांट स्किप अ पर्सन, आई एम टेलिंग यू. ठीक है, जब आप यहाँ लाइन ड्रॉ करोगे तो आप एफ को ओ से जोड़ सकते हो, ई को पी से, बट नॉट विद एफ को सीधा एल से नहीं जोड़ सकते. ठीक है, वन स्टेप above or one step down, that's all what you can do to establish a direct contact with the employees of equal rank in case of emergency to avoid delay in communication. कोई emergency है, आप delay नहीं कर सकते. For example, आपकी कंपनी में जो मशीन आप चला रहे हो, आपकी फैक्ट्री में, आपके डिपार्टमेंट में, उसमें आग लग गई है, आपका सुपीरियर आया नहीं है, your foreman is absent, you are a worker, what you will do? You will call him, sir आप छुट्टी पे हो, यहाँ आग लगी, प्लीज देखो कुछ करो. What you will do? You will go to the other foreman, other department में foreman के पास जाओगे, sir please help me out, this is the problem. Or you can go into the other department, वहां के worker से बोलोगे, please अपने foreman को बुलाओ, मुझे ये problem है. ठीक है बेटे? So gangplank is the exception to the law of scalar chain, which says that you can establish a direct contact with the employees of the other department of equal rank or with the immediate superior in case of emergency to avoid any further delay in the communication. Is it clear to you? Next is, we have 3 minutes, we can cover one more principle. This is equity. As the name suggests, it is very easy principle. Equity says, ये इक्विटी इक्वालिटी वाला है, इसको इक्वालिटी भी कहते हैं, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इक्वालिटी भी कहते हैं, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इक्विटी भी कहते हैं. इक्विटी मींस इक्वली ट्रीट करना है, नाम से पता चल रहा है. अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस प्रिंसिपल, द मैनेजर शुड treat their employees or subordinates as fairly as possible so that they can develop a feeling of dedication for their work. ठीक है, so आप यहाँ पे ये वाली लाइन ऐड कर लो, देयर शुड बी नो बायसनेस और पार्शियलिटी बिटवीन द एम्प्लॉइज. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एक सेल्स मैनेजर है, उसके अंडर 2 सेल्समैन है, एक फीमेल है एक मेल है, दोनों को सेम टारगेट दिया गया है, सो बोथ ऑफ देम शुड बी पेड इक्वली. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि तुम मेल हो तुम्हें ज्यादा सैलरी मिल जाएगी, फीमेल रखा तो उसको कम सैलरी दी. नो, यू शुड ट्रीट योर एम्प्लॉइज इक्वली. If both have done good work, दोनों को अप्रिसिएशन दो, दोनों ने अच्छा नहीं किया दोनों को खराब दो. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक आपका पर्सनल फेवरेट है, आप उसको अप्रिशिएट करते रहते हो, दूसरे को डांटते रहते हो. This should not be there, right? It is very easy. Then one more principle which we can cover fast, easy वाले वो कर लेते. The name of the principle is spirit D corps. Spirit D corps ये टीम स्पिरिट के लिए वर्ड लिया गया है. जब सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर चल रही थी उस वक्त ये वर्ड लिया गया. कॉप्स मतलब सोल्जर्स एंड स्पिरिट मींस टीम स्पिरिट. तो सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के टाइम पे ये वर्ड कॉइन किया गया कि इफ वी वांट टू विन दिस वॉर वी हैव टू बी इन विद टीम स्पिरिट, वी कैन विन. सो वहां से ये वर्ड हेनरी फ्योल ने कॉइन किया. दिस वर्ड सेज यूनिटी. इस प्रिंसिपल का सही नाम यूनिटी होता है. यू कैन राइट इट एज यूनिटी और स्पिरिट डी कॉप्स, दोनों में से कैसे भी आए, यू शुड नो. Unity means there should be a feeling of team spirit and I should be replaced with we. I am doing a good job. No, we are doing a good job. All of us are a part of this and we will do it in a better way. So let's read. According to this principle, a manager should continuously make efforts to develop a team spirit among the subordinates. To do this, he or she should use the word we instead of I during the conversation with the subordinates. ठीक है, subordinates should feel कि हमें importance दी जा रही है कंपनी में. Subordinates should feel कि yes, we are important for the organization, we are doing this, this is my company, this is our task, this is our focus, this is our goal, like this, right? Is it clear to you, Viti, all of you? Now we have just less than a minute. In case you have any doubt, you can ask me. Anyone? And some principles are left, 2, 3 that we'll cover tomorrow.